Hello, junkies. What is going on? It's Bob. We're here to talk about a lot of stuff today. And joining me, we have Jay Z, also known as Jamie, Jim, and the infamous Dr. Six. And I believe we have a few people joining us a little bit later on during the show. So hopefully, I realize they joined the meeting so I can pop them on the screen. We've already got a bunch of hellos. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing good on this lovely, sunny evening. We actually have sun and we're starting to get warm temperatures.
Time to ride the roller coasters.
Yes. I don't do coasters in the cold. Everyone knows that. But I made an exception last week. Mike Burke begged to go for us to go on Raging Bull with him. So we went ahead and did that.
So I'm going to get a Joker ride with Bob this weekend?
Sure. Come on, Joker. Let's go. Let's do it. That's the one. Laura doesn't do Joker. It bounces her head scared around too much. I'll do Joker.
Awesome.
Joker's fun. It's different.
It's different. It all depends if you're flipping or not flipping.
I got 6 the other day.
Well, if you put a small person next to you, it'll make you spin faster. But if you put someone equal size to you, it will not spin around as easily.
There was nobody next to me.
That's why.
That's why.
Yeah.
I'm going to forever put nobody next to me.
Like I go with Richie, I spin. I went with Brett, and we barely spun.
Yeah, I'll probably go with you, Jamie. We sit next to each other. We probably won't flip. We'll get like a half flip, and that'll be it. And hello, Sarah. Welcome. You're here much sooner than I thought you were going to be.
I know. I rushed over for a parent meeting at school after job number 2, and the parent meeting was already done. So I got the Better Late Than Never award.
I'd say bonus.
Yeah, I guess.
So we do have, obviously we do want to break down opening weekend, but I do want to give a big thank you to all those at the park that made our Junkies exclusive food training event possible. Thank you for having us out, and 150 of us. And for those of you who might be watching this going, what are you talking about? Food event, because some of you seem to miss our posts that we make on the page, but the park invites us out each year. Well, this is our second year. To kind of help their staff get ready for the season in terms of food and beverage. So we get to come in and order food, and their employees get to kind of go through the whole order process, and we get to sample some really good stuff.
And we get a number of exclusive events throughout the year. We just feel really blessed, and when we find out there's usually not a lot of turnaround. So set notifications to our group. We will always put the exclusive opportunities in the group, so you don't miss them. We do our best to do a mix of first come, first serve, and randomized opportunities.
Yeah, and like Sarah said, we don't usually have much lead time. It's even when we get invited out to the park for the media day events. Usually they're just a couple days notice. So it's not like we knew about it weeks in advance. We literally, when we passed the information out, it was within 24 hours that we got that information out to all you guys. So hopefully those that attended had a good time. Hopefully had some good food. I do want to bring just something up that I'm still a little bit pissed off about. When we are invited to these exclusive events, you are expected to behave yourself. There is no reason that you should be swearing at employees, degrading them in any way, shape, or form. Fortunately, we had it happen one quick way to get kicked out of the group. That's kind of one of the ways of doing it, and hopefully it never happens again, but we do expect you to be on your best behavior. We're being invited in as guests, and besides, it's a training event, so if lines are a little bit slower, they're supposed to be. That's why you have feedback.
And really, I would have to say, if we want to segue a bit, traditionally, if we go back years, even before we were a group, the biggest complaint on opening weekend is with food lines. And I know we have had some colder weather, but I don't think I've seen a single food line complaint come through the group this season. And last year was similar. We did not have food line complaints. And I think that this event is really important. and just even framing with our groups that to allow some grace for people who could be their first job, and things that maybe have a lot of ingredients and are really fun, but there takes some time to perfect. I think that's really been helpful.
So
yeah.
from
And
3
I
or
think
4
if we've
years
seen
ago to
them,
now, it's gotten so much better. The lines, the food lines, the training has gotten so much better. They're doing such a great job.
Yes. I
yeah,
mean,
and if we've seen the food lines, I think it's only been in like JB's where everybody wants to be in the warmth,
yes.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that will dissipate.
Yeah. Yeah. I really, really, and that was not even a location that was open for the training. So that truly was
Right.
their first week, those first 2 weekends. If you are new to the world of going to Six Flags Great America all the time, or the new to the Junkies world, new to being a pass holder, what Rich is saying is absolutely true, is that you do go back 4 years, and there were people who were complaining that why have a dining pass, because the lines were so long and out of control.
And
And
that's when the dining passes first came out. They were really bad that first year because there was so many people with them, and there wasn't enough employees at the time. And they've come a long way with getting employees, getting training, and just speeding the process up.
yep,
Yeah,
but
the
their
other
planning
thing,
processes are great.
the other thing I remember when those dining passes first came out, we had 2 set meal times. You had to eat lunch between specific hours, and the same thing with dinner. So if you're coming in at that tail end of either lunch or dinner, there were lines. Now,
And bring your patience when you guys come. Like, especially this next weekend is probably going to be warm. It might be busy there. Bring your patience for the rides, for the food. They're still all learning. Like Bob said, this is sometimes their first job, and they're still learning. My daughter had a first job there, and it was very hard for her to do. And when you get mad at people, it doesn't gain anything.
Yeah, but I do think that is a little bit of a blessing in disguise that we had these 2 colder and rainier weekends, that it gave a little bit of a soft open. But yeah, we're going to start to see some more buses. I know that there's some more music in the parks going on, and we know that that brings buses of those band and choir kids.
Eighth grade field trips, the end of the year.
Yeah, so those are coming. And so it's very nice that there was a soft open. All right.
all right. So what do we want to start with? Let's just kind of. Why don't we talk about the improvements around the park first?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So many new improvements.
We have not have so also if you're new, I don't know a time where we've ever had an attraction opening day, attraction ready opening day. It's just a little hard in Illinois weather. So we've not seen our benches to do a proper review yet, and I don't anticipate a media day for the benches, although that would be fantastic, to have an official unveiling. I'm sure I would take off a day of work for that.
But like you said, for the food event, like you said, won't probably see them till after Memorial Day or
Yeah,
July,
after Memorial
because that's
Day.
when they have happened.
So we have seen, like, I didn't see any of those really old rickety ones. Those are gone. So I think they're getting ready for the spots for benches. So we did not see the benches, but we did see a lot of other projects.
One thing though I've noticed that's missing is a lot of garbage cans. There's
Yeah.
not as many garbage cans around the park right now.
I wonder if we're getting new garbage cans.
Because you get off, like, it's by Goliath. There's that sticky
Yeah.
fingers. There, you're like, here, where's the garbage cans for this stuff? And it's like, there's not one right here that used to be here all the time. They have them they have them like grouped together.
Mm.
There's like 2 of them together. They need to spread those out a little bit more.
Ooh. I don't even think I went into Southwest yet.
That's why we weren't allowed in that area during the food training, because they were still working on removing that.
Okay, I'll have to go through there next.
Yeah, so it gives you a little bit more room in the walkway with that.
Oh,
gone.
yeah.
I mean, it was a nice effect to kind of have, but you get a little more walkway space.
Well, and if the effect isn't maintained and it's just a thing, like there's they used to do a show in there and have all, the whole, it was like almost a gallows that was set up. And I think at one point didn't it have water in it?
Yep.
Yeah, that little
Yeah.
They had a little fountain, like,
thing.
So it makes sense. Like if we're not maintaining that and it's just a thing for birds to poop in,
An eyesore.
yeah, I'm
Also-
okay with it going.
but we do got a new roof cover over there next to JB's.
Oh yeah, and I guess I did go through. I did go through Southwest because I was like walking through with.
I think you were with
You were
me.
in JB's with us.
Oh yeah, okay. I lied. I've been in Southwest. I had a very cranky 11-year-old with me, 85-year-old 11-year-old. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about it because it's near a smoking area, and I worry. I think we were discussing that we worried about the
While
the
people are
smoke
eating.
coming in. I actually really liked that area. It was very cool. It managed to be cool in the evening, and it didn't
There's another one.
out the
Right.
cover.
Yeah, there's another one over by River Rock or over there too.
That's
That's
going to be up, yep.
Yeah, there's another one another roof thing.
I mean, I don't want to get, I don't want to poo-poo shade at all because we've been asking for shade, but it's like that was actually a nice area without it. But
I don't really see any lights in it yet.
what's that?
I didn't really see any like lights in it yet
Yeah,
because it looks really dark in that spot now.
it was kind of my favorite evening people watching spot. And I don't know. I don't know if it is what it is. We'll have to get used to it and see if that'll still. I guess in the first time it rains, it'll be really nice to have a place.
That's true. A little bit
The
more covered areas.
paint looked beautiful, especially
Oh, paints are everywhere.
Orleans Place. Like that area was like falling apart, and taking out some of the unsightly old game structures and the old recording studio / radio station. Got new paint, like really nice classic, like they're classic colors, but they're also contemporary at the same time. So it feels old and familiar, but it also feels new and fresh. So
And fixed a lot of the damaged parts of that building, too. They put new wood and stuff in there.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice to see something happen there.
A lot of the guardrails around the edges are done too. Like by Joker, I think isn't it purple or green now? If you go over by Joker, the guardrail over there.
A lot of details. So thank
Roaring
you.
Rapids has got yellow guardrail now instead of black.
And lots of flowers everywhere. The flowers are nice to have.
Yeah,
All the flower beds that they're putting in.
for sure.
Oh yeah, the park they've definitely put the improvements in terms of,
And
it
we
wasn't
needed
just-
it. We needed it so bad.
And we see more coming, it looks like. You could just tell that they're still working. More improvements that can come in weeks on end.
Yeah,
Sound systems are, if you look around in some of the flower beds, some of the sound systems are different too.
These
Oh.
new speakers are on the park.
good. Let's get a new playlist.
Great, so we can hear the
That
same
would be nice.
15 songs all day long.
I miss when you used to go to each area and it was a different playlist in each area, like that kind of went with the theme of the area.
Same here. Somebody has that playlist posted online. I'll see if I can find if they're still hosting it. It really did help. I guess it's a little different now that some of the theming, Yankee isn't Yankee anymore. It's DC, but I really did like that. I think that I
It
find
broke it up.
kind of distracting.
But even like in the DC area, do like the Marvel songs, like dun, 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 like
Yeah, that's what
On
they
the-
do at Six Flags New England. They have
different sections.
their
Take some-
superhero area. You have to actually that's the one you have to go down some stairs, and then as soon as you go down, you are hit with the Superman theme
Yeah.
song.
You should take some of the songs from the Batman ride and when you're in the queue for Batman, the songs they have, and put that in the DC area.
Yeah,
Play the Prince songs and stuff like that.
Music would be a nice change. We'd love the classics, but I think because the playlist has been so tired and they haven't updated it for a while.
Yeah, so we also have, you know, in addition to all the painting and all the flowers, have a lot of repurposed buildings now.
Yes.
Yes.
It's I mean,
nice
it's
to see old stores back or old restaurants opened up.
yeah, especially really excited. I mean, I know we had Water and Hole always was like would throw open at the last minute, but that where the dipped cheesecake is, you know, the home of the Nashville hot chicken sandwich that we never tried. It never opened. It's a gorgeous area right there, and there's lots of shade. And we could, you know, start by talking about. I mean, we could go right into talking about how delicious that is.
Well, we'll hold that thought though. Since we're on the buildings, I did want to just, you know, kind of bring up one wheelchair stroller rental. ECV is now at the front of the park, so
Which
it's over
makes
by-
total sense.
Yes, so you no longer have to trek all the way past the carousel, turn left, and you're about to get attacked, Sarah. Just so you know.
Yeah, she knew it was live.
So that is moved. The Ride Information Center has moved. It's now has taken over where the former home of the wheelchairs and strollers and ECB rental is.
Which I feel like that makes sense too, because then after it's a nice flow after if you need some kind of assistance with accessibility, you get that right away, and then also it's just a hop, skip, and a jump where you need to go.
You're gonna have to probably put those zigzag things in there or another person in there because only two people there. When it starts getting busy when it starts picking up, it's probably going to be harder for them. I know they're still learning how to do them pretty quick, but when it starts getting busier in the park, that line's going to smother into everything else.
And remember, I know others on here can talk more to it than I can, but the way it works at any of the Six Flags parks is there's a third party that you send your documentation to, and it has to be done every year. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you have not been back to the park and you're somebody who requires an accessibility pass, it's a good idea to go in before you visit and make sure that you have updated your pass, you've updated whatever paperwork they need. And if you're visiting for the first time and need that, take that moment. It's very quick, right? You just kind of send your stuff in. They won't accept, like you can't show and accept, they won't accept the documentation, but they will give you a moment to like step aside and sit down and go through it. But it's much easier to have it done. And then is it just like a code that comes up?
You get it sends you a little card and it has your picture on it with your name. I mean, it's on your phone. It's on your phone. Or like Morris does, he prints it out and so it's right there. So it's easier for them. Okay. And it has the number on there for them to look it up.
And they've been cracking down big time. The person that is on the thing has to be there with you to pick it up. I love it. And all of the
and the rides.
The rides, they have been, you know, every time Josh is with me, they specifically ask, you know, which one of you is Joshua, so that they know that person that is on that pass is with you to ride that ride.
And is it the only time I've dealt with this is as an employee. I know we used to have, that was like the whole thing. We said you have to be riding. You know, it was a big thing where we would have like pregnant women that would say they wanted to get it, but then it's like, what, you have to ride and you can't ride. It's the pass holder and up to 3 guests?
Yes.
Okay. And I know that is very strict on it. So if you have a bigger party, they suggest that you maybe rotate and take turns with who's riding. Because it's not really a flash pass and really designed to like save time. It's just designed to not have to either, if you can't get through this queue with that accessibility or you can't wait, you just come back at a designated time. Correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, and it varies on, how busy the park is. It's anywhere from, could be half hour to 90 minutes between riding.
Mm.
I think we've seen it hit 2 hours before.
I
I think the
think
most
we
I've
have.
seen is 90.
The most I've seen is 90 minutes.
Okay.
I think I would say 2019 we may have had a 2 hour, and I think I'm remembering Coaster Llama messaging me with 2 hours, and it may have started. I think there was one day that started.
Yeah, I did see 120 minutes before. Yes.
Yeah, there's a day that started at like 60, and then I kept getting messages. It would be like, it's at 90 now, it's 120. So it can be different, because sometimes the park has better information that we do as far as who's coming and how many tickets they've sold, but sometimes everyone comes and those things get adjusted.
And I think that, and the time frame is more for the coasters. It does not apply for the smaller rides.
Right. And it doesn't apply for food lines either. You've
Right.
heard that many years ago. Does not apply for food lines, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah, that's as far as we'll go with that one.
But obviously, I will say this: and we haven't had long food lines, but I know I'm thinking back to there are those busy days, and they're very busy. And if you're somebody that has if you're in the midst of maybe you have somebody who's diabetic or somebody who is having a medical emergency, by all means, go to the front of that line and get the water or the food that you need. I know, just do that. Do what's right and what's healthy. And I don't think anyone would get mad.
I've had to do it before.
Yeah. But in general, the pass won't do that. But in extreme situations, like this person needs to eat or this person needs water, I just, go to the pickup area and say, I have somebody who's going to have a medical emergency, and I'm sure they'll help out.
The one time I had to do it, they gave me water right away because
Mhm.
somebody was getting really faint.
Oh, we have a question about ride photos. Is there an official announcement for ride photos? We we did ask the park. We did ask our media contact. You're muted, Bob.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. So the official answer is they are unsure at this time if PhotoPass is going to be making a return. So it might return, it might not return, but right now they're unsure.
While you're on that with the ride, just so you guys know, if people are taking pictures on rides, they will not be on this page. Like how people might still do it with their own phones, even though you're not supposed to. I just want to cover that so that
it includes when you're waiting to get into the station. We are savvy. We've had some that are close call, but then we can tell where it is. And we just want to be in compliance with the park rules as part of, the trade-off for getting some opportunities in the park. As being a part of the group, we have always pledged to our park contacts that we will always try to uphold policy. And it really is a safety issue to have those phones out on the ride. We saw, was it last year that there was an injury at another park? It was a really bad injury to somebody's face with the phone. So I know everyone's like, I can hold on to my phone till you can't. So that's just an ethical policy that we carry out. And unfortunately, with losing those ride photos, those used to be the way to get those on ride, yay, photos, and we don't have them currently.
Yeah. And it's not only, the on ride photos. We just want to make sure that you're following the park rules. So if you're in our group and you're coming up with ways to skirt the rules, we're going to pull those comments and posts too. You agreed when you joined the group that you're going to follow the park rules. So if you don't
and know that's not just our park, it's all Six Flags.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Goliath. I'm seeing a comment. I almost got hit in the head by a phone. Yeah, those phones fly out of pocket. I mean, I think because especially you might get a little airtime in that seat, and they fly out of back pockets too. So
I did see some pictures now that Goliath has some pouches that you can place
nice.
your phone.
Just
Good.
like the Dark Knight pouches. The Dark Knight has the pouches they've had for years.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, just make
That
sure if
one
you
loses
do.
a lot of phones too.
Yeah, if you put something in a pouch, just make sure when the ride stops, take your belongings.
You grab it.
You don't leave it in the pouch because you never know it's going to be there when that train circles back around.
I think with rides, it's, you know, we've segued over to rides a bit. I know we saw a lot in our group and in other groups about one train operations. That is so typical in April. That, I mean, I don't know why anyone's surprised, and I doubt. I mean, it's kind of a pain to wait in a little bit of a line, but come on, we haven't really had the kind of attendance where you need another train right now.
No.
And I think I've never run a coaster, but I would imagine that with a new crew, I would feel safer with one train because I know that they are learning, and that gives them a little time to get into the next thing. And I like the idea of adding it in. And I do understand that there were signs about, what did it say, Bob? It was supply chain.
Due to supply chain issues, rides are basically running at reduced capacity.
And reduced capacity is the single train. And I happen to believe that that would be true with the amount of, you know, if we want these trains maintained the way that they should, that's kind of the reality. It's taking them a long time to get things.
And I have also been assured by the park that it really is supply chain issues that are going on. They're not just putting up the signs and making it as an excuse for running one train ops. There is legit supply chain issues going on, receiving the parts and necessary things that they need to get the trains
Would we
running.
rather than like take the whole ride down or make one running train, you know?
During
Okay,
Goliath, they were making announcements because I was standing on the outside while I was waiting for Rich, and they were making announcements saying that they are down to one train, which was really nice because the people all standing in line weren't getting so mad because of that. So if the park would do that, maybe that will help some of it too.
I appreciate the openness that there's only one train, and I appreciate it that this is what we're running. This is what we have today. So it is. I didn't find there were some great riding days, especially was it last Saturday when it rained all morning, and then you could come in the afternoon, and then it poured at the end of the night. Someone asked about bigger people on Batman and V2. They have not changed the restraints. Batman, does it have a big boy row?
Batman is one of the hardest ones for bigger people to fit on.
Yeah.
Yes, especially because the seat for your actual has nothing to do with the restraints. The seat for your butt is so tiny.
Yeah, but I do find, I mean, I haven't tried here, but when I was in Universal, I was actually able to fit in a lot by doing the trick where you go up, get the straight, and then go down. I mean, there's some tricks on YouTube for fitting into those, and there's a test seat for Batman. V2, does it have a test seat?
No,
No. V2,
I haven't gone up yet.
V2 is a tighter fit. I feel like Batman, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've ridden either one of those. The lake.
But we don't have V2. We got the Flash now.
Oh, the Flash. Sorry. I'm not the best for the branding. Sorry, Flash. The lake at Goliath at the exit. Is it always like that when it rains? It was a lot of rain.
Yeah, when it comes down pretty fast, it can't drain that fast.
Yeah, that was just a lot of rain. So I don't think there's an issue. I think there's just, it's a little lower where that is, and because
there's another issue over by the refill station, over by the food court. The one year when it was like really bad storms, we were sitting over there, and it was like It was like a lake over there. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of time in some
Yeah, it's
places.
just a lot of water.
Wait, who has new? Which one has new harnesses? Flash has new harnesses.
I don't know. Do they? I don't. Can anyone confirm? Anyone in the chat that's been on Flash?
Didn't notice any new ones.
What does Batman have? This Oh, Batman has new harnesses. Okay. So but no one was noticing any difference. Like, were they the more flexible harnesses, or were
Maybe
they the old fashioned? Like, I
maybe
know
they
there's
just had
some
to
that have like a little bit of a rubbery thing.
Yeah, maybe they had to change it out because they're how
Oh, no difference.
weather-wise too.
No difference there.
Certain female anatomy doesn't make those accessible, and we wonder why most Uzis are male. It's because, well, that's okay. I had no problem riding Iron Wolf back in the day, and some of my friends did. Okay. Well, I'll have to try. I see. I talked to Red. They just installed them before opening weekend. That's good. I'm sure they have like similar to a car seat. I'm sure they have like a shelf life.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they must maybe had to switch them out after so long.
Right. They're probably the same size. They're just newer.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
I would love to see some more like a modified row in some of these, or like the modified belts. I'm thinking like when I went on a Hulk, they had, instead of the one seat belt that went in the harness, it had two for the one that was a little larger. So then if you have a chest, you could go on it.
Like X-Flight having a longer seatbelt in row 4.
Yeah, similar, but it almost gave more. So instead of
Well, the Flash has two different spots to click in.
Oh, they have the ones with the extend.
The Flash has one for real small people and then one for average people.
Okay.
They have two spots that the belt clicks in on the side.
Okay. Yeah. And then we have a sister group called Six Flags Fluffy Friends, which we talk about all sorts of parks. It gets more active during the summer, but giving more, it's a more of a private group with dimensions. I fit on this. Here's how I did this. So we'll get a little. That's kind of Kim's project, and we should start putting some of that in there.
So if you're looking for stuff like that, people can put posts on there too. Because I seen there were some posts about I could fit this one. What one can I fit? Go on there and look. Some people will, or ask the question. People will answer.
It's nice to have a smaller group rather than like almost 11,000 people to have that kind of discussion. So that's why we have the other group. All right. Anything else on rides?
Nothing with rides, but this is just something that when I was looking through the notes from kind of the questions we sent over to the park to clear up the preferred parking fiasco. Reservations are still required if you are going to use preferred parking.
And so I'm going to right now see if they work.
I was able to make one the other day last week for Saturday. Them manning the booth, that's another thing, but it is reservations required. So it's not you show up at the booth and flash your
thing. Very confusing because the verbiage changed. I know there are some parks that are like St. Louis is a first come first serve, and they've been for a while. But
yeah, St. Louis, you just show your badge and you get to go there if there's opening, no matter what.
Yeah, they give you a piece of paper.
But I mean, we have so many more pass holders, so I do like the reservation system. I think that benefits people who are planning ahead. It's supposed to be reserved till 7. I mean, I don't ever see them doing that. I'm going to try to reserve right now. It is up for me. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, so that kind of settles that debate. To answer this question, I'm going to just go with the answer that we see on the app and the website. It's coming soon.
Yeah. And
All
we
right.
typically, for rides, just one more, when we start to get to some daily operation, number one, understand that it's going to be full of kids. So it'll be full of middle schoolers and high schoolers. So if that's your jam, that's fine. But typically, if I recall correctly, with some of the flats, they would kind of run them every other day because of staffing. Like if it was wasn't it like Hangover or Condor, or they would alternate them. So we might, I mean, we haven't heard anything for this year, but you might start to see that during the week where there are limited flats and they're just kind of alternating. So you might go every day, maybe.
Anybody else have anything on rides before we move into a more delicious sounding topic? All right, let's talk about food. So we do have a lot of new food offerings at the park this season. We have a few vendors now that have came in, such as Mio's Tacos and the Drizzle Cheesecake. But we're seeing, other things like Macho Nacho now actually serving nachos. And I actually have some news about Macho Nacho before we get on. There. The chicken and vegetarian nachos are going to be added to the dining plan at Macho Nacho. So that'll take effect this weekend. So you can, get your fix.
That was one of the ones that we tried them. And that was one that really, the dry run and having a couple weeks of it not on the meal plan, I think was really key, because there's just so many ingredients, and they were really fresh ingredients too. But I'm really glad that they've had some time to settle in, and I'm happy to be able to try some, because they were delicious once I found the cheese.
And then, the tacos, if you're looking for tacos, they've now been moved over to Mios, which is a local vendor here in the area that came in to kind of run that stand. And since it is kind of, an outsourced stand, there's one item on the dining plan, which are the 2 steak tacos, which are delicious, by the way. But they have several different types of tacos. I know they got the barbacoa, they got the chickpea, they have quesadillas. There. Has anyone tried the quesadillas yet? Do we know if any of us?
Serenity tried the quesadillas this weekend, and Hector had some, and it was pretty good and pretty big.
So are there 2 places for quesadillas in Southwest?
Yes.
There must be now, yeah.
Okay, so you can get the Mio's quesadilla that's not on the dining plan, or you can get the Fiesta Fries quesadilla that only the plain one is on the dining plan. So it's not really like getting. And do we know if we can upgrade for the other one?
I thought they were both on the dining plan,
But
they both weren't on the app. But you could get them both on the dining plan.
Oh, the buffalo chicken is.
Yeah, you just had to order it. It was on the dining plan, but you just didn't show it on the app.
Okay. There's always some surprises out there when you show up and you see the sign on what's there.
There's some surprises on snacks when you go in the app. Some nice some more options.
And also with the Fiesta Fries, that's where you get your walking tacos on there, which I've not had yet this year. I've only been to the park once, but had some other
They were okay. We never really had them before, so they were okay.
You can have them in either kind of Dorito bag.
Yes.
I love them.
They are Dorito walking tacos, not Frito.
I hope like that stand kind of gets a little bit more organized the first day, and I understand they're trying to work everything out. Cutting the bags open were taking a while. Getting the stuff inside the bags were taking a little bit. And then we went for cheese quesadilla for Rebecca the second time, and they didn't have any on Sunday. I don't know why, but they didn't have it on Sunday. And they only had one guy that was making, that was moving around all over the whole thing. and the other people were kind of just like standing there.
I do think we have to acknowledge, like, thinking through all the places now where we are getting food that is made to order. Like, let's list them off right now. Like, that is such a long way from like, here's your Six Flags chicken strips and your slice of pizza and your burger. I mean, Macho Nacho,
Yeah.
that is made to order. Mio's is made to order, obviously, at the cheesecake place. What is it called? Drizzle?
Drizzled cheesecake, and let's since you brought them up, why don't we talk about them?
Oh, I forgot to send you my like delicious waffle picture.
Yes. Forewarning, there is food porn is coming here.
It was so good.
So
So
I do have
we were-
some.
We were lucky to be the guest of Drizzle Cheesecakes.
We were, yes. It was very nice of them to invite a few of us over to kind of sample some of the product. A little bit history on Drizzle Cheesecake. They are Texas based. They are from Texas. They do a lot of the fairs and festivals around the Texas area. They actually had a stand in Six Flags Over Texas. That's kind of where the Six Flags started, and they've kind of ventured up to our area for this year. So in terms of their menu, we have all sorts of delicious cheesecakes on a stick, and these are made to order. This is not like walking up to Thrill Burger and grabbing a Wonder Bar. Okay,
Right.
This is very far from a Wonder
And
Bar.
I don't think that this picture does the size, like the portion of the slice of cheesecake justice.
Oh, I have
It is
some other
all-
photos here
it-
too. Yes.
Yeah, it's
So these are some of the cheesecakes on here. Here's more continuation of the cheesecakes that are offered. I had the strawberry crunch, delicious. If you're a fan
I
of
also thought-
strawberry shortcake,
I found their toppings like incredibly fresh. Like they had the toppings sitting and they kept them covered. And like the topping I had on mine, I had the lotus biscuit waffle, which we'll see later. It wasn't soggy. It was still crunchy. And it looked like they just crunched up enough to use at that time.
and they actually have pancakes and they also have waffles. Now I do not have a copy of the waffle menu. What I am told that is being retweaked, and they're going to add a few surprises to the waffles. I'm not sure what
I
that
will say
actually.
once you go waffle, you're never going back to the funnel cake.
Let me take that off too, just so you can kind of see the rest of the menu on here. But I do have some pictures that we were given of the actual some of the cheesecakes on a stick, and again, these are all handmade to order.
And like easily, I mean, that is not a one person cheesecake deal. It is made for two.
Definitely. Look, it even goes with the tree. The tree in there, and here's another take on one of the cheesecakes. And here's them just dipping that cheesecake in to get the initial coating on there, and you
The
kind of
white
see
chocolate coating, correct?
the white chocolate. Yep. And in the upper
Looks
right,
like some have the milk chocolate on it.
you kind of see them pushing on the Reese cups.
We
and
actually
the
saw it
muffins
say
with
on their box that it was Belgian chocolate, not like milk chocolate. So
It's very rich, but so
yeah,
good.
it's super good.
Yeah.
Am I
it's-
just odd that this does nothing for me?
Well, see, I don't do cheesecake for a variety of reasons. So I had the waffle.
Yeah, I'm in for the waffle.
Did they send you any waffle pictures?
I do not have any
Okay,
waffle
so I
pictures.
might
This was
have to
kind of the
send-
last one.
I might have to send you my waffle picture. And I know it's hard to just throw it up, but the waffle, let me just say that it was like the perfect texture. So first of all, it's like they make the waffle fresh. And so it's pretty big. It was like this big. And the waffle is served like absolutely hot and warm. And then I had the lotus one, like the stuff that they make cookie butter with. The put all this crunchy cookie butter on it and like this cookie butter drizzle. And then it had like a hand dipped vanilla ice cream, but it was like so good. The ice cream was so good. And then drizzled it again and put topping again. It was again, like two of us were eating it, and it still wasn't something I can finish. It was not quite the size of a funnel cake, but not too much smaller. But the waffle had like the perfect, it was a texture, the textures which worked perfectly. The waffle had like the perfect soft texture. And then when it just like grabbed all the ice cream that was melting right away. And then having the crunchy, like for those Lotus Biscuit cookies, they just kept their crunchiness. It was so good. You have to try the waffle, the chef waffle. I asked them because I knew that Bob was doing the cheesecake. I said, well, I'll do either the pancakes or the waffle. And they're like, go with the waffle. So I believe that the waffles and the pancakes pretty much have the same toppings. But I would also go with the waffle because I think it kept the right texture and it kept the right heat. It just had a lot of contrast there and I would worry that pancakes would get rubbery too fast. But I'd have to try those to find out. I mean, for science.
Of course, for science. And, it's one of those things. Here I am eating the strawberry crunch cheesecake and still drooling over Sarah's waffles that were sitting right.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be a problem. So because this is a small business, we loved hearing their story and that, the owner was there and, talking about, he was training his team. I mean, he's from Texas and dealing with the cold up here. They don't do the discounts, but I still think don't tell them. I think these are Texas prices, which are a little lower than what we're used to in Illinois. So I do not find, and I am cheaper than cheap. Anyone who knows me knows that, like, I spent my entire birthday grabbing every free thing I could grab throughout, like, Gurney. I found that the price, the $10.99 price point or $12.99, I found that absolutely I mean, I wouldn't call it a bargain, but not overpriced for what it is. I found it absolutely a reasonable price for what it is.
Oh yeah, like you've already said, it's a meal for more than one person. It's a snack for more than one person.
Yeah.
You cannot eat that whole strawberry crunch.
I mean, if you try.
You could try. You might not eat anything else the rest of the day.
Yeah. Why do I not? Well, I guess I don't have.
Oh, look who we just joined in, and while we're talking about cheesecake on the stick.
Oh, Brett's like cheesecake.
No, it's Laura. What were your thoughts, Laura, on that strawberry crunch cheesecake on a stick?
Absolutely delicious. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
I was in heaven.
I mean, I think they are using really great, I mean, they're using great ingredients. It's a really premium product. And I mean, I haven't shared it with my people who aren't junkies, but like local people from Gurney, I'm sure once word gets out, will just come in for that treat. It's so good. There is nothing in the area that is like this.
I will say I could potentially be one of those people who drive over to the park, go in, get a cheesecake.
Yeah.
Take a walk around the park to get rid of some of the calories and leave.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to walk because it's right. In an area that we've kind of walked by and not thought anything of it because it hasn't been open. I know back in the day that was one of two places in the park where you could actually consume alcohol. You used to only be able to drink the beer where you had it. And that was one place. But I mean, the building's been cleaned up. The building, instead of being that ugly orange, it's a nice, bright, welcoming blue and white. And there's plenty of shaded seating, lots of shaded seating. So if you're sitting there and waiting for somebody to ride X Flight or Eagle, you sit there and enjoy a treat. It's delicious. And I saw a lot of random people walking around with the things that the different. I think I saw s'mores. Did they have a s'mores or something?
Let's see. Do they?
Maybe I'm making it up.
But I'm going to answer this real quick. Not only are they served hot, they're served fresh. They're making those waffles. They're making those pancakes when you.
Yes,
order.
it is very hot. It's that nice, super hot, fresh. It doesn't dry out like sometimes the funnel. It had like a little bit of crunch on the outside, but it had nice soft, and it had like, I would guess they were using like a malted batter. It was really good, and then that ice cream started to melt into it right away. It was so good. I just sent Bob my waffle picture.
I'll see if I get a chance. I'll try to
Cheesecake
get it
better
over
than
here.
Cheesecake Factory, same size piece.
I don't think you can compare the two. They're completely two different things.
It's a hearty piece, though. I mean, it's pretty tall. I even think the crust was nice and thick on there.
And it's easily something, I don't know if you guys said this already, it's easily something that 2 people can share, if not 3.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
I feel like it would be wasteful to get it as one person.
Yes.
You're probably not going to finish it. And if you do, you'll probably feel a little sick. Just because it's all very rich ingredients in the best way. But yeah, for me,
I know you'd have to ask Tracy. I watched him eat that whole thing, and because he wasn't letting it go, it was so good.
Yeah, it'd be hard. I mean, and I followed it up. It was my dessert after having the new Korean corn dog, which was absolute amazing. That was another one with like textures and flavors that just worked. That's a nice segue. Kind of fun. Which is
So many new offerings.
Yeah, already.
They've really stepped up their culinary this year.
Yes.
I would like to thank Hardeep for making mine for me and
It was
singing
with
happy
love,
birthday.
and you were given, yes, you were sung happy birthday. So
Yeah.
if you're wondering what this Korean hot dog is, there are 2 different versions. There is the Flamin' Hot Cheetos or the regular. And by the way, this show is not sponsored by Cheetos. So you're going to choose either Flamin' Hot or regular. I will say this, and we have photos of both of them in here. I went with the Flamin' Hot, and it's really not that hot. It's all the other flavors kind of offset that spiciness that you might be expecting from the hot Cheetos.
And it's not a regular batter. It's not a typical corn dog batter. It's not the same one. It's got it's lighter, not quite like a tempura, but it's lighter and it has like some sweetness to it.
So then you have some decisions that need to be made here when you're ordering this Korean corn dog. First off, Flamin' Hot or regular. Then you need to decide, are you going to go with the half beef hot dog and half mozzarella cheese Korean corn dog, or are you going all mozzarella cheese? And these are available from the
it's not a mozzarella stick when you do that.
No, they are not mozzarella sticks. Do not call them mozzarella sticks. And
Chef
that is
kiss.
such a great coating on there. So here's on the left is the one with the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. On the right is the regular. Now, here's one piece of advice I might pass on to the park. You might want to update your photos that you have up on that menu board. On the menu board, it looks like that yum yum sauce that's on there almost looks like a yellow mustard.
Yeah, when I went up to order, because it looks so much like mustard, I just wanted to make sure, because I don't like yellow mustard. I was like, is there mustard on it? They're like, oh, we could put mustard on it. I'm like, no.
No.
I almost didn't get the delicious Flamin' Hot one because I thought there was mustard on it, and it would have been such a sad day because it's so good.
It is so good, and there's a little closer photo of
Exactly why I tried the regular one was because I did think it was mustard.
Yeah. For one of my roommates, the suggestion was to even wonder if there could be some kind of fry dish with the combination of that sauce and Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Oh,
That would be very tasty to have the matching, like a fry topping that you could pay extra for an upcharge. That's right, I said upcharge.
yes. And the other thing, keep in mind, these are served with fries because this was kind of being done on promotional shoot. The fries are not. We don't have fries in these photos, but they do. They do come with
Which-
fries.
That was kind of one of our favorite is when so you eat the corn dog, but then you got a little bit of that sauce that drips onto the fries, and that was really good too. We did not waste any of the sauce. It was good.
But yeah, you can just tell that this is not your typical corn dog batter that the corn dogs are being served in. This is made right there to order. They didn't seem that they took all that long to actually to crank out.
They're hand dipping them. It was some kind of magic happening because they've got to dip the dog, put the cheese or it's like a kebab they build, right? It's like the hot dog and the cheese, and then they dip
Cheese,
it, and then they're topping it. And I mean, they were working there to work through a process, but it was good.
There
Oh,
should
yeah.
be some mention made that there is like sugar on this.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Because I got it and I was like, is it supposed to have sugar on it? I mean, it was good, but now we know that it is, in
Yeah,
fact,
you
supposed to have
can see
sugar.
in this picture. You can
kind of
this
see
way.
it.
You can see the little sugar crystals. And I don't think it was like I couldn't figure out if it's cinnamon. I mean, or if it was just sugar granules. It worked.
It was delicious. And and the term that I used to describe this after I took several bites is it is a party in your mouth.
And that first top, the cheese bowl.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're
I have a video of that. If I can get that up, I'll get it up.
and then here's just kind of, looking at the plain version.
You can see the sugar on that one.
But these are
Yeah, I
almost
would probably try that one because I'm plain.
it's really not spicy. I know that you might be playing, Jamie, but it's worth if somebody is around you that has it to at least take a bite of the one with the Cheetos.
I'm wondering
It's
if
not
somebody
hot.
ordered the plain and if they would do a little sauce on the side with the plain. Because there isn't a difference between plain and flamin' hot for price, correct?
No, it's the same.
No.
Yeah.
It's the same price. It's all on, and this is on the dining plan. So it wasn't Saturday when they were introduced. They wanted to make sure that they perfected the recipe, and it was added on the following day. And I'll tell you what, this is one of my go-to meals in the park. It's so good, and it's because it's different. It is something different that the park hasn't had.
And again, I know that there are some places more further south that have these corn dog places. We don't have that in Lake County yet. So
Oh, you kind of froze, Sarah.
No.
She's frozen. She's frozen mid thought. Sarah. But yeah, Sarah was saying, we don't have things around here, and I saw a couple people in the group. They're like, "Well, you can go get one for $8 at the mall." Well, ours comes with fries and is a heck of a lot better and probably made fresh, whereas what you're getting in the mall is probably just being tossed in a fryer or something. And being
another
cooked.
thing that I can imagine.
There you go, Sarah. You're kind of coming back. You're frozen. Uh-oh.
I would love to know the inspiration about adding this, as because it is something so different for us to have in the park.
What caused them to add it to the menu, or
Yes.
I don't know. That'd probably be a good story. And I bet the Dippin' Dots guy probably would have an answer on what brought those. But it's a definite. You have to try these, even if you split one with someone, to see how it is. I really do recommend these corn dogs, and there's so much cheese in there. And at first, I actually had the half hot dog, half cheese. I was starting to think for a while that I had the full mozzarella one, But it took getting down about halfway through all that cheese to discover, oh, there's definitely a hot dog in here somewhere.
Somewhere.
Somewhere, yes. But yeah, very, very good. We'll order this again. 5 stars.
And it's very filling.
That it is. Yes. Yes. I think, welcome back, Sarah. I know
many people
the last thing we had from you before you froze was that there was nothing like this in the Lake County area.
Yeah, there isn't. So I think this is another thing that will bring some local people in. I mean, I just happened to, on my page, share the picture of the Dole Whip cone, and I had like 3 friends local in the area. They're like, where do you get that here? I'm like, going to Six Flags. They're like, I'm going to have to go into Six Flags. So there, I think there are people, we all have passes around here. If you're not from the really close to the park, everyone has a pass. You just do it. It's like getting a pool pass. But these kind of things will bring people in. So,
oh yeah, and the thing is, with the cheesecake on a stick from Drizzle, and then the Dole soft serve, it's
the tacos, the
nachos, everything is also very Instagrammable, especially the Dole Whips and the cheesecake on a stick. Those things take some
Speaking
great.
of Dole Whips, who said that the cones were at 6 Below? The flavored cones? Somebody mentioned that.
I saw that in one of our posts. Yes, that they had the flavored cones at 6
I think
Below as well.
Said it.
What was that, Laura?
I said I think James also said it.
Okay. I mean, the cones, yeah, they have really stepped
They
up.
really stepped up.
I mean, we've had different combinations of the Dole Whip in the cones. I had raspberry red velvet. The cones are also Instagrammable. That those bright, like there's lavender and lavender, coconut, red velvet, orange dreamsicle.
I'm still dreaming of another orange dreamsicle.
Oh, so good. It was too cold to walk around with it, although I think I did opening day.
No, I didn't. I've held off.
And here's the problem. Like, I think now I've got the drizzled cheesecake.
I
I'm not going to be able to do that every time I go into the park. Either one.
choose your desserts. It's kind of like going back to when Oktoberfest was going on. It's like, what do you grab from there too?
Does boba count as a dessert?
No, it's a beverage. You need
Oh, we didn't even talk about the boba.
Oh,
So what you're saying is coffee's not food? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's just hydration.
Yeah, so there is the boba tea. I did not make it to that. I kind of had boba Starbucks, and Starbucks pulled me in. Plus, one of my favorite park employees works at Starbucks. Shout out to Vanessa, you're awesome, and
We love you, Vanessa.
Every time we walk past, that stand is closed, or else there are not enough people in there. So we haven't had to try it yet.
The boba?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we had it both times we were there, so we were happy.
Halloween weekend, we happened to walk past, and they didn't have they only had one person. I was kind of walking around, and then during the taste thing, they closed it because of the situation that happened. So we didn't get to try it then either. So
We were happy with it. They have a couple of different options. They have like teas, black teas, green teas. They have refreshers, which kind of run along the lines of the Starbucks refreshers. They have smoothies, which is Hector's go-to. And then they have the tapioca boba, and they have the popping boba in different flavors. So, like, all the options.
Sorry.
Sarah's getting attacked.
She's eating my hair. She's trying to groom me. All right.
Yeah, I have way too much stuff going on with this live stream here. I had to shut my door so the kitten can't make her way down here and probably take us off air. That would be my luck. She'd end the broadcast, not realizing what she was doing.
I'm just eating dinner.
Empty.
Right now,
Yes.
Yes, that's going to be the new smokehouse area. There,
I mean, that's going to
Yeah.
smell like all the meats.
yeah, Moose Burger is going to be getting a remodel coming back later this year as a true smoked barbecue concept. Name
Are
has
we
yet
going to get
to be-
Yukon potatoes to go with
It's-
Yukon territory?
Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah, so that'd be smokehouse, and I know that they will also repurpose it and kind of use it for some of the festivals like Oktoberfest that will still go
And even
on.
now, really, I mean, once they clean up the Mission in Southwest, they'll have really 2 festival areas.
I'm interested to see the that taste around the world, or I'm trying to think how it's actually called, but it's like going to be foods from like 11 countries. It's almost sounds like you're gonna be walking around Epcot.
Ooh. When is that scheduled?
Let's see. Let me look.
Or
at
when
the-
I'm out of the country?
Probably you'll be in.
You'll
You'll
be
be in the
actually
country.
tasting food around the world.
Yeah, you'll really be tasting food around the world. It's called Flavors of the World. It is select dates running June 6th through July 23rd.
Oh, I'll be able to do that.
So it's kind of, it looks like the event dates are June 16th to 18th, 23rd to 25th, the 30th, July 1st to 2nd, July 7th through 9th, July 14th through 16th, and then the 21st through 23rd. And they're actually throwing in a few days there with fireworks being on June 17th, June 24th, July 8th, July 15th, and July 22nd.
Oh, no Bastille Day fireworks? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they've definitely stepped up the food game this year. I mean, there's no arguing that.
Feedback about the beer select. Well, we don't know what the beer selection is going to be.
Yeah, especially in that Mission Bar, it's going to be 16 beers on tap. We don't know what is going to be available there yet. They're still in the process of building that bar out.
Okay, we had a question about the best cone to whip combos. I'm going to give you my 2 top right now. And I haven't tried all of them. I had, at the recommendation of Kirk,
The best.
cherry lime in a dreamsicle cone. And then the next weekend, they only had raspberry pomegranate. I had the raspberry in a red velvet cone, and that was heavenly as well. But I think cherry lime and dreamsicle is my favorite.
That was to die for. I don't even care about the cherry lime. I was just going to eat the dreamsicle cone.
I'm wondering if I could just like go up and like, I just want a cone. I'm sure they can in the register.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's
Hi,
possible.
Hector.
And by the way, when we're
Combination.
talking about things in the register,
Somebody said hi.
you can exchange that meal for a snack. So I know there's been some
yeah.
debate on that. That definitely can be done. That has been confirmed.
And that includes I had no problem at a retail location. Well, I would say that the cashier didn't understand how to do it at first, then asked the cashier standing next to her who showed her. But yeah, I had no problem at a food location, no problem at the retail location. Getting my using my meals for snacks. As long as you've waited your time in between and you have them.
Anything else we want to throw in there? Food? Anything that anyone else has had that you want to bring up?
There
What
was
about the different chicken thing at Strutter's?
Oh, yes. Strutters has switched over to a different batter recipe this year.
Southern
So yes, basically Southern style, similar to what you're going to get at the Chick-fil-A or the Popeyes, where it's served and it's basically coming your chicken. It's going to have pickles on it. If you do request the lettuce or the tomato, they will add those on for you at no extra cost. So you can get those condiments on there, but it's just the fact that they kind of changed the style of chicken that's being served.
I'm not sure. I did notice that there were some meals being serve, like if you're eating in, they were serving in baskets, some like rectangle baskets. That was kind of nice.
Our friend Mike Burke calls that our premiumization.
Yeah.
Please return the baskets when you're done with them. But it presents nicely.
It's saying there's less waste. You're not throwing all these boxes
Yes.
into the trash. So it's saving on waste in the long run.
What was I had something new and I forgot. Oh, pizza. Understand that the pizza at Pizza Orleans does not come with the side, but it is the larger slice. Am I correct on that? But then the pizza at Steelworks did come with the side. Am I correct on that?
I've not ordered pizza yet.
Okay, so
I'm not sure on that one.
Okay, so
We did
my
not get
son-
no sides at Steelworks at all.
I was gonna
It
say,
was still the bigger pizza.
Oh, I thought he
Yeah,
was
I don't
given.
think there was
side.
no sides on pizza anywhere.
They are the bigger.
No,
slices. Okay.
It's
Only
the bigger slices at Steelworks.
Okay. Maybe he just stole sides from one of his sisters.
You very well could have.
I did notice at Steelworks that last year when you wanted to get the meatball, they call it a hoagie there.
Hero. I think
Hero,
they're calling it
okay.
Hero.
When they last year you'd have to wait several minutes, and it appeared that they always had one ready. And under the light, like every time, both times I went in there was a hero that was ready. And then once somebody ordered it, then they would make a new one. So that was kind of nice not have to wait. And it still tasted good and still tasted fresh. So, because that used to take a long time.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
waited on Sunday, but it was really slow in the park. So they probably weren't doing that because it was just not that busy.
And that's still a favorite of mine because that one comes with a salad. So that one really feels like a very complete hearty meal.
Right, and you finish that and just walk not too far, and you grab the Dole soft serve. You're all set.
Simply orange juice and Simply raspberry lemonade are now available. They are on the dining plan for a snack. But it's nice because if you're not wanting really sugary, I mean, I guess they're still sugary. If you're wanting something a little different, you don't want soft drinks. It's kind of nice that those are available. They're, if you want to burn a snack on it. But you could also, I'm like, look, we can get some vitamin C. We can get a couple things, extra things in there.
So we're making somebody hungry. This is a Facebook user who didn't register, so we don't know who we're making hungry, but that's our job. It's to influence you to go in and eat food. Just eat all day long.
Starting to see some of the merchandise. There's like a groovy kind of. I mean, do we have any more questions on food?
I don't think so. I don't.
Yeah,
not
just
seeing anything
know
in the
that
comments.
only right now you can't use your discount at Drizzle Cheesecake. How about Mio's? Is that a
No.
discount as well? Okay.
I've been told Mio's, yes, the discount should work.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
And the one that told me that was standing there right when Mio's rang in a discount. So he said,
Oh.
Drizzle does have a deal. I think if you get 3, you get them for $30. So if it's a little bit less. Find
Yeah,
some
that's-
friends.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we're kind of spoiled, and the discount is a little lower on. Oh, somebody stopped us in the park on the popcorn bucket. They had a newer pass, and there isn't a discount on the new popcorn bucket. I think she had like a 15%. And
we're just letting anybody in the stream now at this point. Brenton has joined the show.
Yeah, wow, it's really gone to heck.
well, remember, we haven't even. We're all excited about new food. We have more new food coming.
but
We
so with
still
the
have-
popcorn bucket, they are selling a 2023 popcorn bucket.
I've seen
But
that.
Yes,
I
it's a
saw it
2023 popcorn
by
bucket.
popcorn or by Batman.
but I don't think it's being discounted because I don't even see that as a benefit.
But I don't think it's, I didn't get it, or I didn't even ask, but, because I thought they had gotten rid of the popcorn bucket altogether. But, and then Bob, wasn't that one of our questions to the park?
Yes,
It was
on
a
the
superhero.
on the
old
superhero, those old superhero buckets that initially came with free
I think
refills.
those
The
are from like
refills,
2018.
yeah, there's no more free refills on those popcorn buckets. So if
Oh, yeah.
you're don't
So my
start-
Batman can finally go into the recyclable bin?
I mean,
But just to let you know, they are selling those Superman and Batman ones in St. Louis.
as free refills.
Well, I didn't see it. They didn't have the price up, but they had them for sale there.
Oh, they were a cute idea. Mine didn't. Mine didn't hold up.
I still have mine.
I also got tired of trying to clean those things.
Not to bring it up, but they may end up. I'm just saying, I don't know for sure because we don't know. But we've gone to Dollywood, not to bring up that one either. But
Mhm.
they actually have ice cream, the buckets of ice cream that you get. That's what they use for their popcorn buckets. They don't even have the small ones anymore because we got some and we were going to use them, and they're like, "Oh, what you have are the buckets now, like the ice
Oh,
cream
interesting.
buckets." That's what they use. So who knows? Maybe they'll end up switching that. I don't know. I'm just saying. It was kind of weird how they did have them now.
All right, merchandise. The squishmallows everywhere.
Yeah.
We have a mystery of what's going on at Trudy's.
Yeah.
Very intrigued.
Yes.
No fudge.
It's empty.
It's
yes.
empty.
It's totally
Trudy's is
blown
just
dry.
empty right
Trudy's
now.
is completely stripped down and closed. So there are still some more surprises for us. I noticed that the stores, there's a
Oh,
lot of
there's-
new. Oh,
Happy
Um,
birthday, Superman.
Yeah.
That store in the back that's Cartoon Cabin, they have the cutest purses. It's a very that's a very fun store. It's a very eclectic store.
Used to be the Fright Fest store, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
they
it
switched-
still though has a lot of things that have that Fright Fest vibe. to
Feel,
it.
yeah.
So I don't know if it's even called Cartoon Cabin or if it maybe should still be called that, because it's not like there are squishmallows there, but a lot of really fun, interesting, unique things there. Only the only one, Looney Tunes. So if you go in Southwest, if you want anything Looney Tunes, you need to go to Southwest into the Mercado because that's themed Looney Tunes. Really, really fun, kind of like Bugs Bunny University type, where any character that you like, and you can get your plush there.
What was that one purse, Sarah? Like $150 or something?
Oh, the backpack, the
The skull or
giant
something?
backpack. Yeah, but that was so cool. I mean, if that's your vibe, that would be a really cool backpack to walk around with. Let's see. Trying to think of the themes. There is still kind of if you want the candy, it's in Orleans in the small candy store that's open up. And so I don't know what all the kids, when the kids get to the field trips, they're going to have a hard time. They're going to there's candy set up in flags. That's going to be where the line is when they all go to get on the bus and they're buying their gummies.
Yeah, I think that one's called the Sweet Shop in Orleans.
Yeah, it's full of it's a mix of plush
Sweet
and
treats.
plush.
The
and-
old Jelly Belly
like-
store.
Looks like a lot of the candy from Trudy's ended up over there.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, and some fun, interesting things. Like we were looking and they had different kinds of Smarties. So Smarties, we think of they're just but then they have super sour Smarties and giant Smarties and tropical Smarties. What was it? Money Smarties. Yeah, there was some fun stuff over there.
So they had Starburst and Skittles cotton candy too at some of the shops.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Good thing Josh can't hear that.
a lot of fun socks, branded with candy. That was fun.
I joined late, so I don't know if anyone mentioned it. Heroes, they have toothpick holder cups, which are, the little cups. They're slightly, I like to think of them as shot glasses for professionals. They're just a little bit bigger than a shot glass, and that's exactly what mine will be used for.
I had not been to that one yet. Oh, I'm told to hold up the Cartman socks because these were our favorite find. Yeah, like so some fun things for merchandise. I feel like the stores have a nice flow to them with a lot of space to walk around. Which
And
is
I can honestly say, since I've actually been able to ride rides, I have really yet to walk into a store.
oh yeah, the character hats. They were character hats.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like those ones with the
Those
ears
are
on.
really cute.
They're really cute. I mean, they're not going to be great for the summer, so I would love to see ears come back. I have a whole bag of ears from when I got them when they were clearancing them, but I would love some Bugs Bunny ears.
Ooh.
Back in the day, they used to have a similar hat to one that you might see in the Kingdom of the Mouse with ears. But those are adorable. They have like a Marvin the Martian and they're like plush hats, and I think they're perfect for this time. And I think when the kids go through, the young adults, and when they go through, they may get some of those because they're just silly and fun. And props to whichever family. Somebody posted a picture with the whole family in the Bugs Bunny hat, and that was really adorable. Yeah, so some fun things, and we know that we always see new merchandise coming in. We didn't see. I don't think I saw a drastic price increase on anything. I mean, other than Squishmallows, the park is smart. You will see things priced theme park prices, so that if you're using your 50% discount, you're paying about what you would pay in another location. However, I'm told by my Squishmallow connoisseurs that they have a wide selection of Squishmallows you can't find other places. So there's a trade-off. Not as many of the giant ones that got up to, like, I think when they first started selling them, they were 70. So it wasn't a big deal to buy one for like 35. But then they went up to 140, I think, because then they could get 70. I get it. It's smart. Any questions about shows?
Yeah, should we shows? I know we have several new shows this year.
So are these all year shows, or are these simply the spring season shows?
I have a feeling these are like the spring, like they did last year, and then they'll kind of go down to one a day or die down once you have a show in the theater again.
Okay. So undetermined how long these will be with us.
Correct.
Okay.
And then the other thing that, aside from, having some new shows going on, but we're seeing a lot more games open.
Yes.
Everywhere you walk around the park, there are games.
New games. The goldfish game, or the go fishing game in the gazebo by County Fair, is adorable. Good prizes, but games, I mean,
We played that. It's cute. It's like a big, like fish hook, like if you're scooping fish out, but it's ducks in a pond. And then the little ducks have numbers on the bottom of them, and based on the score that you get, determines your prize.
nice. I mean, they were good prizes too. I saw some of the lost Squishmallows. They had some Pokemon, some Sonic prizes.
Only thing I will say is the prize that Espen chose, he had to go like in the bottom of the gazebo to pick out, because she got like a small one, and they didn't have the one that she wanted, and they wouldn't give her the one off the chain because those are there for decoration, and there were several of them. And then a couple of times I saw him put one back, and I said, "Oh, isn't that one of them?" Or, for her second selection, he said, "Oh, it's dirty," because it was raining, so they had to hit the ground because they're stored close to the ground. So don't be surprised if you need, if you choose a prize and they say they're out of it, even though they have several, they're not taking them off the chain.
I did see a lot of the games had some cover over the prizes where they didn't used to have them. But they're very cleaned up areas, and I mean, there's a lot of I mean, it is sad seeing so many shuttered areas. So I wonder if more will open up. Some of the classics are gone. We don't have like the hit the clown anymore, hit the plate. We didn't see the very popular "Can you hang for 2 minutes?"
What about the
Saw
water?
a lot of those bananas going around. The people winning those bananas.
Yeah, for basketball, right?
I don't know. It was whatever is over by the by the
Where the
bumper
ladder
cars.
one used to be.
Mm. Yeah, so still a lot of places that could open up, but what is it? It's the knock the cans off, and then the one where we haven't seen in the park for a while, where it looks so easy. Hey, just throw it into this big barrel, but it can't bounce out.
Josh won Pokemon stuff on that one, so it has to be not horrible.
That's like when my favorite of all times for anyone who was the toilet, where you threw into the ball into the toilet. That was the best game.
Is that where the one where they were giving the plungers away that everyone was running around the park with the plunger on their head?
There are some changes to like the ring toss game. Now there's a golden one in the center that gets you the big prize. If you don't get that one, you get a smaller prize. How before you won your choice.
Yeah, and I saw that the muffin tins were back, but instead of like a bucket, you only get 8 balls. It was like $20. Little kids. Oh, I'm gonna have to borrow JJ.
He can have it. We'll rent him out.
So, games. I don't think. Did we ever have any discounts on games? I mean, there aren't any. I mean, this is another.
No.
Aside from the snack to game thing.
Yeah,
which
they haven't
is-
had that. That was
Or
a couple
that
years ago.
coupon book you used to be able to buy.
That was great. Yeah, so there's no discounts or points on it. It is, remember, the games are still, the park is still card only. There's no cash, so you can't give them cash either. You have to ring it up. I thought they were very, very nice when they were explaining it. Yeah, it's probably question time.
Yeah, not to cut us off. We're
Yeah.
hitting almost the 90-minute mark.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. A lot of talk, lot to talk about. And
I mean, we only have good things to say. I think the litmus test will be this weekend when we have music in the park. We have parks. We have a nicer day. It might even be a grad night. A lot going on.
yeah, questions on anything that we've talked about here, questions, some that we didn't bring up that you have a question on. Give you a couple seconds here to.
Did we answer if cheese curds are still coming?
Cheese curds will be coming when the food truck rolls around, and then we're gonna have some mac and cheese, and we still got Big Lou's that has open up later, later
still
this
one.
year.
And chicken and waffles.
Yes,
Yeah,
chicken and waffles definitely are coming.
I know that the go-kart season pass option came up before, and our answer right now is we've been told is our understanding no go-kart season pass this year.
There was no sign this.
Yeah,
You know,
I think people asked and we're told
today.
no.
Yeah, there's no sign for pricing period right now, so
If you're a legacy pass, you do get, what is it, $5? I know I'm the one that posted it. I feel like it's $5 off every time,
Yeah, it's $5 off for attraction. Yeah.
and then buy one ride, not one rider. Buy one ride, get one free. And that one looked like it's a one time. At least it said one time on my app.
did we
So
cover all the questions that we sent to the park?
Oh,
Let me take a quick look here, and
is Eagle going to run both sides this year? We have not.
I don't think I've heard anything on that. We did hear the parade is coming
can
back
ask.
at any time, I heard.
yeah, parade will
What's
be
coming
coming back.
The parade.
Nighttime parade.
Okay.
We'll have that. The only one I'm seeing on here is the new Low Century building going to be air conditioned. They believe so. We'll know for sure as it gets warmer, and they said if it does get warm, they're going to do their best to make sure that the building is kept up to date and cool. Where if you do you need the building that you'll be comfortable in there. You're not going to be sweating. And the other one was, will the ticket sales building next to Superman outside the park be utilized for ticket sales this season? It is not. You just need to plan on using the regular guest relations line outside the park on the right-hand side.
Or online, but we understand that people do like to save the processing fees that can be steep.
Right. It's kind of that trade-off. Do you want to go?
How much is your time worth?
Yeah. How much is your time worth? Would you rather just pay the processing fee and not have a line, or stand in line for a bit and save a little bit of money? It's up to each person. There's not a right answer. There's not a wrong answer on there. Funny. Will the Junkies be doing the picnic this year? What? Yes, we are. If you go visit our events page, tickets are currently available for the Junkies picnic, which makes we're on year 3 of the picnic this year. So that will.
We have a request for a Junkies takeover at Rula Dodge. Takeovers, like any member can start a takeover. I mean, we ask that everyone's like it doesn't have to be. So if you are in the park and you see a lot of junkies, you can post, be like, Junkies takeover at 4 p.m. Just make sure you let all the other guests go through first.
That, yes.
Right.
Yes. There's a lot of us when that
Be
happens.
like, yes, you can go. Yes, you can go. If you're going to do a takeover, it's not like a takeover like that.
Just all everybody wait outside the line and all get in line at the same time.
Yeah. You let
and
people
also
go through first.
Right. And also make sure if you're doing a takeover, that can be something that's all inclusive.
Yeah. I
Don't start going on
the rule of that is
54,
pretty good.
a coaster that you have to 54 inches, because then everybody with kids, they're automatically out on that. We kind of took over the carousel at the end of the night on Sunday in the rain. I think we marathoned that thing about five cycles.
Yes, that was fun.
Took over the food truck that one time. I feel bad for those people still.
We ran out of we did a
We
run
ran out of.
We bought out the food truck. Whoops.
Let's see. Does the new season cup fit the drink holders? I've seen.
I've heard it hasn't.
It's, from what I understand, is the new bottles are a little bit thinner, so they don't fit. Those drink holders don't fit as snug as they have in the past.
And what I've heard is that creates a secondary condition of, while it's in the holder, it's very hard to stand it upright on any surface.
I have also seen, and we've seen it before. I think Heather showed me, Heather's brother, that how using the stainless. So if you are a member who's entitled to a drink bottle, I would get they were giving the stainless, is he was able to fit it with the old drink holders, and it was nice and snug, and that worked as well.
Yeah, and that's what I do too. I have on the stainless, I have one of the older sleeves I keep on it just so it stands out.
And I confirmed that if you're entitled to a replacement, you're a legacy member, that it is based on the season. It resets in the season, not the calendar year. So like one replacement within 12-month period, because I know the last time I got some was in July. I just had her scan, and she's like, nope, each of these has a replacement. But then once you use it, you've used it, and you have to pay. So.
And if anyone is looking for that new sensory building, it is located in New Orleans, right by the side of Johnny Rockets, by the balloon ride.
Yeah, there's like a little, is a stage still there? There's a little stage there.
Yes, right next to that.
At one point, it was the Ride Accessibility Center.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, question. Ride Accessibility, are they measuring there?
I haven't seen them measure there.
So it's going to guess your,
I mean, there is a ruler on the wall there. I don't know if if you have to ask, but I
okay.
know that there is actually a ruler on the far end of the wall.
Oh,
That's the
I
register.
would love.
So if you're new or you're new to having little junkies, the park does offer a service where they have the stick, good. They will measure kids and give them a wristband that represents which rides they have access to. So it might say like 42-inch, 54-inch. Of course, the ride operators always have the final discretion because they're responsible for safety. So in rare occasions, somebody could be wearing like a 42-inch wristband and it's a close call and the ride operator says no. But that's kind of nice and the kids love it. They measure it and then you don't have to worry. You usually don't have to worry about getting measured all the time, or at least you know right away which rides you can go, your kids can go on.
Yeah.
And there is parent swap or child swap for coasters. Like if you have one that's not quite ready, you have one stay in the station and then you switch parents. You can do that too. Just tell the ride operator that you're going to do that.
I'm going to cycle back to food for a brief second here. Just one thing I did want to point out. If you're purchasing the single day drink bottle, we're actually offering that at a cheaper price point than the other Six Flags parks are doing. And I was also just informed that the loaded fries at JB's are part of the meal plan. And Hector actually had the opportunity to taste test those the other day. And
they were delicious. They had pulled pork and they had like a pico on them. So they had like sour cream and they were on the waffle fries. They were really, really good. And they can be shared. I mean, it's a big enough order where kind of like the nachos are, like a couple people probably share them. So. But.
I'm not sure how I got you in here twice, Sarah.
I
think
see
you're frozen on the one. You're frozen on one, but
yeah.
So those loaded fries, we should see those on the menu at JB's, and like I said, they are on.
Super good.
I was fortunate enough that happened to talk to Hardy, but he's like, "Hey, I need you to try something." But they were really good. I would recommend them.
Yeah. What's on the loaded fries? That's my question.
I think it was pork, right?
It was pulled pork.
Shredded cheese, nacho cheese, pico, salsa, sour cream.
Yep.
Oh, so like the nacho toppings.
They were like nachos almost, just with waffle fries instead of chips.
Yep.
So, but they were really good.
Big Lou's, when I last heard, it's supposed to be, I believe, like the second week of June that should be opening up.
I will say, and I'm going to give a plug for. No, I'm going to ruin it. Plug for the second week of June. Second, third week of June being like the most heavenly, other than Fright Fest, best time to visit the park during the week or even in the weekend. Just great. Everyone's trained. Field trips have left. 4th of July people haven't come yet.
Don't give away our secrets.
I know. Every time I open my mouth and I ruin something, I realize it's just like when I had my bathroom thread, people are like, "I'm not telling you what the best bathroom is."
I know. I'm not talking about everything.
No, but we do have a new bathroom coming very soon. Well, not new, but completely remodeled. And I noticed they're putting in all new drinking fountains, and it's got one of the water bottle refill components to it. So hopefully maybe they're going to go around the park and remodel each of the bathrooms. And
hey, if they were on a cycle to do like one every year, I'd be fine with that.
Flame jumpers, I've been told that is coming soon. Not sure of the next actual date on that. If we have the answer, if you can please send me that message, I will pass that info.
Where's the new Junkies Clubhouse? Oh, the same.
There isn't. It's the same location.
Oh, and I was also told that the fruit by over by Demon, where the other Dole Whip location or Dole soft serve location. We'll have the fruit with the tahine and chamoy on it again this summer. They just can't do it now because without daily operations, the fruit goes bad. So
Yeah. That's understandable.
So long as they still have the Tajin.
Just like saying it the right way. We're like Tajine. We have a question about the clubhouse. Our clubhouse remains the same. We cannot say where it is. It remains the same. I would say, yeah. Remember, it's a meeting place. It doesn't belong to us.
I also just had it confirmed that at the Ride Information Center. I know I'm a little late looking at my some message coming in. They're confirming that they are measuring in there. So it's
Yeah.
definitely.
have we gotten any more information on the lounge?
No one has.
Coca-Cola VIP lounge? No.
No
We have
one
not.
has. That's like the biggest Six Flags mystery right now is, how much it will cost to get in. As I've heard various things, and I'm sure people who work at Six Flags have heard no one knows. But
Is it
that,
open at any park yet?
not that I don't
think
maybe.
so. I don't know.
I'd have to check with.
I thought somebody had posted pricing stuff from one of the parks before ours opened.
I
Probably
think some of the
in
price,
Texas somewhere, maybe Fiesta or.
I think people were trying to find out if like certain membership would have a certain number of times they could go in. So it's not a member lounge at all. It is a premiumization of, and I think it's similar to like the chairs outside of the water park where you just get all day access to it.
I know over Georgia had a lounge, but I don't remember if Texas did when we were there.
They all have them. They
If they use them.
Yeah, they haven't opened yet. Yeah.
And say I know St. Louis, I don't think had one opened anywhere.
I don't know. They would put one there. We have
The other
such
thing-
amazing options. Are there any new additions? Well, we don't know of any.
We don't know yet. We don't know. We pass that information as it becomes available. I can also say that Antoine's in Orleans Place is going through a remodel as well.
I
So-
saw that has been like the same since for as long as I can remember. So it's kind of excited. I did see a pickup window.
Yep,
Was that
for
last
mobile
year?
order.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be on mobile order on there. So it's going to have a whole, nice remodel. And
I had read
It was
somewhere that
on-
they remodeled to
was
make it
on
more
mobile
efficient.
order last year.
what
So,
was that, Jamie?
It was on mobile order last year.
It was, yes. I think they're improving kind of like the pickup area and like
The flow in and out.
yeah, they
Yeah.
wanted to make it more efficient.
Yeah. That's one of the, hasn't that been a funnel cake place like the whole time?
Hmm?
I don't know. Okay.
Someone's just saying the stream. Well, after we get done here and I get this all uploaded to Facebook, you'll have the link so you can go back and watch the entire
It's a long
stream.
one.
All 1 hour and 43 minutes of this, but we had a lot to cover. I mean, we do try most times to keep it to an hour, but there's just times that we have to keep going on and on. Unfortunately, we all have busy schedules, so we can't turn this into like a weekly show. It's next to it.
Well, and it's opening, so it's the first one we've had in a while. So
That's right.
lots to cover.
Yep. Well, we'll check it in again when we get some water park news, and we still have 2 more parks to open.
Yep. We'll have to do a takeover of each water park too.
Yes, I'm
Yeah, we
planning
have to
trying
have
to
a
think of a
Rockford
day
Day.
for a takeover of Rockford.
Joey is our Hurricane Harbor mod. We got to get that up. Joey, pick a day.
Joey, pick a day, and we'll all.
Joey's
all,
hosting.
and then we'll all go to Joey's house and hang out afterwards. All the junkies are invited to Joey, so
Oh, we'll have to. We have to have a Hurricane Harbor open, or our Chicago open. We'll have to do a St. Louis takeover.
that'd be fun.
4th
still
of July,
telling
we're already going to be there.
I'll be at the Eiffel Tower on the 4th of July.
I still think at some point we got to get a group of us and attempt the 4-park challenge.
Oh man.
See if it can be done. We'd probably have to start in St. Louis and work our way back.
That's a long day.
Yeah.
Ugh, no, thank you. Would you have to be in St. Louis for like what, an hour?
Yeah.
I'll do a
Yeah, but
4-park
We
weekend.
renting a bus?
And you'd probably have to do Fright Fest where it would be like open till midnight or at least 11 p.m. Oh no, because then you can do the water
But you
parks.
can
so
do
that
the
would-
No water parks would be open.
Yeah, I'm good. I can't even get the 3-part challenge. I got to start there.
I can do St. Louis because I can just go to St. Louis, then jump in the car and drive straight to Rockford.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much if you've stayed on this whole time and listened to us ramble. But we hope you found some informative information. We hope we piqued your appetite and you'll go check out some of the new food offerings, especially that Korean corn dog and drizzled cheesecake on a stick and all the other delicious stuff that there's just too much to mention. All right. Until next time. Take care, and if you see us around the park, say hi. And we usually do have our junky pins on us. So if you need a pin, stop one of us, and we'll get one of those. to you.
Wristbands too.
Wristbands too. All right, everybody. All right. Take care.